Hey guys, it's Shay with Shay's Urban Edibles. Today I wanted to up pop my lemongrass, or should I say repop my lemongrass, and get this calamondin bush planted. Come along. So this calamondin is a recent purchase. I went to my neighborhood nursery and I was able to find this bush type calamondin. She also had the ones that can grow up to 10 to 15 feet. This one stays slightly smaller, I think maybe 5 to 6 feet. 6 feet. It could get larger, but I went ahead and went with the bush. I did want to try the calamondin. If you guys are not aware, this calamondin is a cross between, I believe, a tangerine or some type of orange and a kumquat. And so it produces fruit that are probably close to the size of a ping pong ball. It's already got several blooms and fruit on it. And so I think once I up pot this, add the necessary fertilizers and water it in, it is going to take off in no time. Even got a little bit of new growth down here. So because it is in the citrus family, it does require slightly acidic soil, also well draining soil. And of course, I have my handy acid mix here, 436, that I'm going to add a little bit of to help acidify the soil. And then we'll get this planted into this. I believe this is a 20-gallon pot. I do want to remove some of the soil, make sure I can get my tree in deep enough. So it looks like I will be getting a chance to try some calamondin this year. I won't have to wait until next year. Acid fertilizer in. Mix that in. Let's see, how deep is it going to sit? I think that's pretty deep. That's even better. Might not be as high because I noticed that some of the roots are already coming loose. All right, let's backfill. will, of course, be spraying this with a fungicide, and I'm also going to give it a liquid fertilizer. I have some 0-10-10 that I'm going to be adding to it to help give it a little jump start. I need a little more dirt. Also going to sprinkle a little more just after this one, just around the top. I might be able to put my tiny Tim tomato in this little container. It's kind of cute. Let me grab some more soil. I went ahead and bought the wheelbarrow because I'm going to need it anyway for the lemongrass. Well, that lemongrass definitely has to be up-potted. It's not holding the water well, and so it's really not benefiting. It's not doing good in the soil that it's in. One more. And that should do it for the calamondin. Want it really bad. All right, calamondin's done. We can move on to the lemongrass. So look at that lemongrass. It's fighting back, but it is really struggling. It definitely needs more water. I water it every day, but it still looks like that. And so what I want to do is change the soil. That'll give it a chance to soak in some more vitamins and minerals that it needs in order to grow and be healthy. And then it will also be a soil that retains a little more moisture, and so it won't look as bad as it does. I do need to get my scissors because I want to harvest as much of it as I can before transplant. So when you harvest the rosemary, you're supposed to harvest as close to the base of the plant as you can. And then you harvest from the outside going in. I do not have anything to put it in, so I'm going to put it in this pot. Harvest as much of it as I can, put it as low as I can, That'll make it easier to, well, maybe not these middle ones. They're kind of thick. That'll make it easier for it to start growing back. So. I will be drying this. The sharper ends, I'm going to cut these up. The ones that are more like grass, I'm going to cut those up and use those for teas, tinctures, and bath teas. The rounder ends, these will be probably washed, and I'll put them in the freezer. And what I will do is when I make soups and stuff like that, I'll put it in my soup. It is very, very tasty. And I'm sure you know, as well as it smells, it's got to taste good, right? Usually don't collect my lemongrass till well towards the end of the year. But this it's just way too dry. It's not doing well, and it's hard to maintain it, so harvest it a little earlier. All right, so I've got it cut back. I'm going to remove some of these dead ends. And you can see how dry the soil is. It's horrible. Should make it easier to remove it from the soil. Let's see what happens now. It's light, that's for sure. Look at that, all roots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bottom half off. I don't know if I have a big enough knife. Oh, I'll get my machete. I think that'll work. Be right back. All right, I got my handy machete. I'm going to cut some of these roots off to help it start again. Look at that, it's like a flying saucer. That's all roots. So this will go back into the pot. So before I put it in there, I'm going to put some of this moist soil in there. This is the Walmart Expert Gardener Potting Mix. It's indoor-outdoor potting mix. It holds moisture and it's supposed to feed for up to 6 months. By cutting those roots off, it'll definitely have more than enough room in this pot to spread its roots and continue growing. Yeah, I put too much in there. Add a little bit on the side. I could have actually put some of the roots from the sides too, but it's in there now. Stuff that soil in there to make sure there's no air pockets. Ooh. That's it. It will settle once I water it. And so at that time I can add some more soil in if I need to. Let me get it back over here. Gonna have to get washed and processed. Let's get them both watered in. I also need to water my sweet potatoes. also plan on adding a little bit of fertilizer to it. Some of the 0-10-10, which is good for roots and good for blooms. This is my olive tree. Not even a year old yet. Give it a little bit of water too. And then also the lemongrass. Lemongrass is also good for keeping mosquitoes away. It's good for relaxing you and making you sleep. Sweet potatoes watered in. Quit whipping in my eyeballs. It burns. I guess since the sun is almost gone down, I can take my happy farmer hat off. Oh, that's enough for the sweet potatoes. That's all I have for today's video, folks. I appreciate you all for tagging along. If you found my content interesting, I'd appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. In the meantime, between time, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.